Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning to the members of the media. Thank you for being with us this morning and welcome to the press launch of the National Awards 2019. The annual National Awards seeks to recognize the outstanding contributions of St. Lucians to improving the lives of their communities and beyond. To promote, we look for people who promote issues within the wider community, and we also look to celebrate excellence in the chosen fields of persons. The purpose of the awards is to proudly highlight our national winners, learn about their journey so that it inspires others, and to pay tribute to their achievements. Today's launch seeks to educate people about the awards, the nomination process, and to generally reach out to the community to submit nominations. We wish to partner with the media, which is why you're here this morning, to encourage people to submit their nominations, and in order to ensure that the message we're sending today reaches the entire island and well beyond. Let me start this morning by introducing the committee members who are at our head table. Firstly, I would like to start by introducing the chairperson of the committee, Senator Mauricia Thomas Francis, the chairman of the Public Service Commission, Mr. Wilbert King, the National Awards Committee Secretary, and our DPS at the Office of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Irene Senkwa. We also have fellow members of the committee, Mr. Leslie Mondesi and Mr. Gregory Seju. Also on the committee and not here as yet is Mayor Oricia Denbo Bullen and Police Commissioner Mr. Severin Mosheri, who is on his way. I would like to start by inviting Mrs. Senkwa, the Deputy Permanent Secretary, to just give you an overview of the awards and deliver some welcome remarks.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, media. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the official launch of National Awards 2019. These awards are guided by the National Honors and Awards Act of 2000, revised December 31st, 2008. The committee is concerned with the Order of Saint Lucia, an act which provides for the grant of awards to citizens of Saint Lucia and other persons for distinguished, outstanding, and meritorious services or achievements or for gallantry and related matters. The National Awards Committee comprises 7 members as follows, and I know that Nicole mentioned them, but I will just indicate to you how they were appointed. The chairperson appointed by the Governor General after consultation with the Prime Minister, Mrs. Mauricia Thomas Francis. The chairperson of the Public and Teaching Service Commissions, Mr. Wilbert King. The Commissioner of Police, Mr. Severin Mosheri. 3 persons representative of the public appointed by the Governor General. 2 shall be appointed on the advice of the Prime Minister, and they are Mr. Gregory Seju and Mrs. Oricia Denbo Bullen. 1 shall be appointed on the advice of the leader of the opposition, and in the person of Mr. Leslie Mondesi. A secretary appointed by the Governor General on the advice of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Irene Senkwa. The committee was appointed in 2017 by Her Excellency Dame Paulette Louisi, former Governor General, for a period of 3 years. The committee considers nomination of persons who are citizens of St. Lucia for awards in the following categories: St. Lucia Cross, the Medal of Honor, the Medal of Merit, and Lepitor Medal. The Medal of Honor is in classes of gold and silver, the Medal of Merit in classes of gold and silver, and the Lepitor Medal, classes of gold, silver, and bronze. Submissions should provide justification for the award, and the name of the individual making the submission should be legible, as well as a signature provided. The deadline for submission of nominations is January 4th, 2019. Nomination forms can be found on the website, governorgeneral.govt.lc/honors/awards, at libraries, post offices, sub-offices, constituency councils, and at Office of the Prime Minister. Submissions must be sent to the Secretary, care of Office of the Prime Minister, Graham Louisi Administrative Building, Waterfront, Castries, or can be made online at http:/recognition.govt.lc. For information and clarification, persons can call 758-468-2103. For the Saint Lucia Cross, as it stands now, we have one Saint Lucia Cross, one person who can be appointed or can be awarded the Saint Lucia Cross for 2019. That is likely to change. As we said, we have our 40th anniversary, and there may be some amendments, okay? For the Medal of Honor, you can have 3 persons in every 2 years. Every 2 years, in any 2 years, you can have 3 persons awarded for the Medal of Honor, and it's in the gold and silver. For the Medal of Merit, 3 persons as well in any 2 years, and we have those same 3 persons, so that's 6. And for the Lepitor Medal, we have 3 in each category, so that's 9 persons who can be awarded for 2019, 3, right, in the various categories. But as I said, that may change because we're looking at our 40th and we want to make it big and significant. So if we have received any word that we're going to be amending, you will be informed.
Okay, so generally, the specificity of this year, we have 9 awardees.
For the Lepitor.
Yes.
9 for the Lepitor, 6 for the Medal of Honor, 6 for the Medal of Merit, and 1 Saint Lucia Cross. And we should have mentioned for the police officers, the National Service Cross and the National Service Medal. And these awards go strictly to persons within the police force, the correctional service, and the fire service. And those persons will be the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Police or Deputy Chief Fire Officer for the fire service. I think that's where I go. And I would like to just encourage everyone, all St. Lucians, this is an opportunity to shine. You may know persons who have gone above and beyond in the community, within the country, who deserves recognition, and those persons should be recognized. We also want to ensure that those persons who are being recognized are not informed prior to that. So it should not be something I go to and say, I'm about to recommend you for an award, so give me some information. You have to find ways and means of obtain that information about the person. Okay, so thank you very much, and thanks for coming.
Thank you, Mrs. Senkwa. I now invite brief remarks from the chairperson of the National Awards Committee, Senator Mauricia Thomas Francis.
It is my privilege and honor once again to address you on behalf of the National Awards Committee. I extend a warm welcome to you and thank you profoundly for taking time off your busy schedule this morning to join us on this important occasion, that of the launching of the National Awards 2019. 2019 will be a particularly important milestone for us as we will be celebrating 40 years of nationhood. It will be fitting, therefore, for us to ensure that we receive nominations from across the country to recognize persons who have contributed significantly to building our nation over the years. Ever since the commencement of the award scheme, several deserving St. Lucians have been duly recognized, and we wish to take this opportunity to congratulate them for the excellent service to our country and to implore them to continue the excellent work that they have been doing. Consistent with our mandate to ensure deserving persons are nominated for due recognition, we will, as usual, embark on a series of PR activities over the next 6 weeks, which will ensure that we adequately sensitize the entire community as to what the nomination process is all about, who should be recognized, the deadline for submission of nominations, and all in all to ensure that we sensitize and inspire persons to go out in the community and select those unsung heroes such that they can be duly recognized. Our PR activity will involve the media, radio and television networks, NTN, all the popular talk shows. We will also be hosting town hall meetings in the various towns and villages. We also plan to address the various social clubs such as Rotary, Lions Club, Kiwanis, and what have you. I also want to specifically make mention of Soufrière. Soufrière has 2 radio programs, and I want to let the people of Soufrière know that this time around they will not be left behind, because quite apart from the regular media houses, we will ensure that we address the Soufrière, Choiseul, and the other communities who listen to the radio stations in Soufrière, such that they will be sensitized as well. It is hopeful that we will receive top quality nominations from all corners of St. Lucia, I would say. I would like to highlight that when we talk of 40 years of independence, there would be no nationhood, no sustainable development without human capital, and more specifically, the collective passion, talents, dedication to service above self, and perseverance of our citizens. In that context, let us endeavor to ensure that we celebrate our heroes. Awards do not only acknowledge success, they recognize many other qualities: ability, struggle, effort, and sacrifice. They are a way through which we can encourage and reward good behavior, sound discipline, and patriotism, in addition to providing inspiration, encouragement, hope, and aspirations to other members of the citizenry. So we look forward to that level of excitement as we prepare to celebrate our 40th anniversary of independence. Once again, we welcome you all to this important event, and we thank you profoundly for your attendance and support. It is at this time my distinct pleasure to invite Assistant Chair, Mr. Wilbert King, who will walk us through the details of the nomination process and the requirements, such that we can ensure that deserving St. Lucians receive the recognition, and that we can do that through lots of nominations and lots of superior quality nominations. Mr. King, over to you.
I need to make a few observations. Over the past years, the National Awards Committee, appointed by the Governor General, has endeavored to encourage citizens and organizations to submit nominations to the committee for candidates who satisfy the eligibility criteria for consideration regarding the granting of national honors and awards. There has been a steady increase in the number of nominations received over the past 2 years. But the committee is yet to register the expected level of responses from the general population. We believe that this may be due to a number of factors, perhaps misinformation. It may also be that some people have misunderstood the whole process of selection for national awards. So we want to remove this level of misunderstanding. We want to remove the misconceptions. We are trying to correct information which, over the years, has caused a number of citizens who perhaps would have been nominated for awards are yet to be nominated. The essential factor in its consideration for selection for the grant of an award is how far the nominee has satisfied the stated criteria for eligibility. And I believe there is one issue that needs some clarification in that regard. Many times we get nominations where the factors that are being highlighted, the attributes that are being highlighted about the individual, are mainly based on the professionalism of that individual. Now, there are hundreds of professionals, thousands of professionals. And if this is what you are going to use as the major criterion to select nominees for national awards, I think we would end into a lot of trouble. It has to transcend what a person does as a professional. So if you're a doctor, or you're a lawyer, you're an engineer, and you are very good at your work, you are being paid for your work. You've studied, you've done well, you offer a good service, but it's for your money. We are not giving awards, or we are not nominating or recommending people for awards based on services you have given for your salary. That's not what it is about. We are selecting people who have demonstrated that combined with their level of excellence in the profession, they have been able to use their resources, mental, physical, intellectual, to uplift the community, socially in particular. How many organizations have you supported? How many groups have you supported? When people were in need of assistance, say after a disaster, were you there? These are the things we look for. So many times you would hear that people are saying, but I don't understand how Jim Jones did not get an award. The man has been so good as a doctor. No, 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 no. This is not what it is. So the citizenry has to bear this in mind. An important observation which the committee has made over the years is the apparent deficiencies in completing the nomination forms where insufficient information is provided. One does not expect the committee to be the one to dig into information for the individual. We go by what we get. We cannot assume things. Or we cannot say that as an individual, any of us could say, well, I knew this gentleman when we were at school, and therefore I know he is a good guy. That will not fly. It is what that is written on the form that will determine how we proceed within the selection process. But one has to be mindful that whatever information provided about the nominee must be relevant and accurate. We have discerned over the past years, in a number of instances, information which clearly to us looked to be inaccurate. And when this is discovered, it places the nominee in a very difficult situation. As I have mentioned before, on no account should an individual complete his or her own form. Someone must nominate you. Now, I know it could be difficult, or we know that it could be difficult sometimes to get information about someone without maybe approaching the person. But there are ways of doing it. On no account should somebody fill a form and bring it for somebody else and say, send this in for me. it is unacceptable, and if you are discovered, your form will be rejected. The committee is of the firm view that with its planned program of information dissemination, soon to be initiated, the populace will be well informed of the nomination process and will be ready to make nominations for the national awards in the various categories. Just one thing before I end here. It does not make very good sense to nominate an individual for, say, the National Cross when you know that the attributes of that individual cannot satisfy the criteria that would cause him or her to get the National Cross. I must say, when you do that, you are wasting your time, and you are also raising the expectations of an individual in a very unfair way. Do not give expectations that are not achievable. So there are areas where a number of people may be able to fit in. The Lepiton Medal. I think this is why this category of medal was designed. It takes care of a vast number of people across the spectrum, across the citizenry. I believe this is where the concentration should be, because the emphasis is on the ordinary individual in the community, the teacher, the civil servant, the police, and anyone else. So I would exhort persons who are making nominations to please check carefully the criteria and the attributes that fit the various categories of awards and make your nominations accordingly.